Hi everyone, it's the Fly for Doctor. So it's summertime, so we're gonna be hanging out, sipping cocktails, so we're gonna be hanging out, sipping cocktails by the beach or by the pool, sunbathing, going to the lake, or all of these water activities and outdoor activities that we're gonna be having fun doing this summer. But before we head out, I do want to warn you about something that could be affected by the sun exposure, and that is melanoma. So stick with me. By the end of this video, I'm going to break down what melanoma is, what causes it, how you can prevent it, and things and signs that you should look out for to make sure that you may not be developing a melanoma. Again, it's the Fly for Doctor. Stick with me and let's get started. All right, welcome back. So what is melanoma? Melanoma is actually one of the most dangerous skin cancers that are out there. It literally just means black skin. Now, melanoma develops when cells called melanocytes, now these are the cells that give us our beautiful color, that they start to just produce abnormally, and they mutate and start to produce crazily, and if it's not taken care of in a timely manner, could just evolve into something very bad and dangerous and can actually kill a patient. Now, as a foot doctor, what does that mean to me? Well, the skin is all over the body. We know that the skin is the largest organ in the body. So we do have skin in our feet, our legs as well. So melanoma can actually also appear in the feet. And for the most part, it will usually appear maybe in the soles of the foot or around the nails. And when it's around the nails, it's usually subungual melanoma. But nonetheless, this is still a melanoma, which is a mutation of the melanocytes in our body that is cancerous and is not benign and very, very malignant and needs to be taken care of ASAP. So I've told you what a melanoma is. Now let us look at what some of the symptoms of a melanoma could be. Now we have this acronym that we use in medicine, A, B, C, D, E. And these are things that we look for in a spot or a mole that may be a little suspicious, and we want to make sure it's nothing cancerous or malignant or a melanoma. Now, A stands for asymmetry. What that means is if you find a spot on your body, anywhere in your body, or on your foot or on your ankle or your legs, and you divide the middle of that spot and it's not symmetrical, it's asymmetrical, then that arouses our suspicion and we want to take a biopsy of it and make sure that we're not overlooking something. The next is B, and that stands for borders. So in a regular mole, I actually even have a mole somewhere here, right there. The borders are smooth and regular shaped and not jagged. Now, if you have a spot on your body or a mole that is now looking irregular, that doesn't look smooth and now looks jagged, then you should definitely get a dermatologist or a doctor, if you're seeing someone like myself, to take a look at it and make sure that it's not something that is crazy or malignant. Now, the next one is C. C stands for color. Typically, moles will be even colored. They could be black or, dark brown. But if you're starting to see multiple different colors within a mole, that definitely is suspicious and it has to be checked out immediately. The next is diameter. So typically, anything that's over the size of 6 millimeter, you want to check it out, especially if you haven't had it before and all of a sudden it just appears out of nowhere and it's large. You definitely want to go see a doctor so they can perform a biopsy and make sure that it's nothing that is crazy. And finally is E. Like I said earlier, I have a mole right here. Now, I've had that mole all my life. I do periodically look at it, so I have an idea of what the shape, the size, the color, the texture, everything. I know what it feels like. It's lived with me all my life. Now, if it starts to change, if it starts to look different, if it starts to have multiple colors, if it starts to evolve. So E stands for evolution. So if it starts to evolve from what it's been all these years to something that is abnormal, that the shape is irregular around the edges, if it's become super big, greater than 6 millimeters, we start having multiple colors, you best believe I'm definitely gonna check it out. So we've talked about what melanoma is. Well, what causes it? Melanoma is usually caused by overexposure to UV rays. UV rays are rays that we get from the sun, or if you're sunbathing, or if you're going to a tanning salon and things like that. Hence why In the summertime, we talk about being extra careful because most people are going to be super exposed. They're going to be outside having fun, with friends, family. But while you're doing that, we want you to be protected. So now we know what melanoma is. We know what causes this. We know some of the symptoms that can come with it as well. And there are different types of melanoma, but there is one particular one that I do want to highlight, and that is the amelanotic melanoma. Now, most melanomas, like we talked about, they're spots or dots or moles that kind of evolve and have all of these other things that we talked about, the A, B, C, D. Well, in amelanotic melanoma, unfortunately, it does not have a color. Now, most of the time when we see it, it looks like a wound that just has not healed for quite some time. Now, because it hasn't healed for quite some time, we just think it's a wound. But here is my rule of thumb. If something has not healed within 6 months, or there's not a considerable reduction in size within 3 months, it has to be biopsied. So for you, for your family members, for your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your neighbors, anybody that may have something that's not healing for a while and you are a little concerned, find out about the timeline. Make sure that you're seeing a doctor. Don't just do home self-treatments for 3 months or 6 months or a year or something like that. That is very dangerous. You could be missing a potentially life-threatening disease that will take a biopsy for us to diagnose and treat it. So, like I said, most of the melanomas are pretty common and they appear the same way. Some of them are on the foot and in the hands, and that is called acrolentiginous melanoma. There's superficial spreading. There's nodular type of melanoma. But this particular one, amelanotic melanoma, it's the scariest, at least for me, because it doesn't look typical, it doesn't look like a regular mole, and it could just be growing and evolving without knowledge of yourself or your healthcare provider. So again, my rule of thumb is if something has not reduced considerably by at least 10% each time we see each other for the first 3 months, or it hasn't healed in 6 months, it's getting a biopsy because I want to make sure that we're not missing something. A little interesting fact. Do you know who Bob Marley is? Well, he was very loved. However, in 1981, he passed away from melanoma. Now, he did know that this was melanoma, but due to his Rastafarian beliefs, he refused some of the treatments that were offered to him. And so, unfortunately, about 3 or 4 years later, it spread everywhere and ultimately claimed his life. So, a lot of the times I talk about home treatments and things like that and things you can do at home. Unfortunately, this is not one of them, okay? There is no home treatment for this. Once you identify a mole or a lesion that looks suspicious and it's been biopsied and you have a confirmation, it has to be treated by your doctor. This is cancer. It has to be treated by your doctor. Some of the ways that they treat it is radiation, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, a wide excision, so surgery, including all these other things, immunomodulation, and the list goes on. Ultimately, you will need to see a healthcare provider. There will need to be an intense plan to help survive this. Now, prevention is key. What are some of the things that you can actually do at home to prevent melanoma? Well, I know I said there are no home treatments, but what can you do to prevent or avoid this? Now, like I said, it's the summertime. We're going to be having a lot of cha-cha slides and summer parties and being outdoors. So if you're going to have any part of your body that is exposed to the sun, you need to wear sunscreen. And yes, that includes the top of your foot as well as the bottom of your foot. You need to wear sunscreen. A sunscreen will reduce the amount of UV rays that are hitting your skin and ergo reduce the mutation capability of the melanocytes in your skin. And yes, that goes for people who are blessed with the hues such as mine. We need to wear sunscreen. I have heard all kinds of things where it's like, oh, well, it doesn't affect me, I'm black and brown and things like that. No, everyone needs to wear sunscreen. As long as your skin is exposed to the sun, please protect it from the UV rays and wear your sunscreen. Make sure that you're wearing clothing if you're that'll cover a lot of your parts of your body. A wide brim hat will be good for your face. Even some sunglasses to avoid the excessive UV rays to your eyes. All of that will help to prevent it. Additionally, you want to inspect your foot and your toes daily, okay? Making sure that you're looking at every part of your foot and your toe and your skin, between your toes, around the nails. You want to make sure that you're catching anything early so it doesn't creep up on you. If you wear nail polish, you want to try to periodically take them off so you can really inspect your foot and find out what it is. Because sometimes there may be melanoma there, which I will talk about in another video. So stick with me. Don't forget to stick around and watch the next video. But we want to make sure that we're checking it out and we're looking at our toenails as well, that they're not things that are a little iffy and worrisome to us. All right, thank you for sticking with me till the end. If you stay till the end, I really appreciate it. Now, I'd love for you to leave me a comment down below about something new that you learned today that you thought was very interesting or very fascinating. I want to see your thoughts and learn from you guys and see what value I'm providing to you guys. Now, if you found this video to be very interesting and very informative, would you consider subscribing to our channel? I'd really appreciate it. Also, hit the like button below and share this video with friends, families, read it, save it to your archive. So if you're wondering what those ABCDEs are later, you can totally come back to it. If you want to see more videos, check out our playlist here on The Fly for Doctor. If you want to follow me on other platforms, it's again, The Fly for Doctor on TikTok as well as on Instagram. If you're in the Houston, Texas area and you want to get a consultation with me, be sure to visit our website or give us a call, 832-415-1790, and we'll be sure to fit you in either virtually or in person. I appreciate your time. If you have any questions, again, leave them down below. Till next time, I'll see you later.